Yo, what's up guys, it's Jack and welcome back to another video. And you know, I am a believer that, well, whenever you have any kind of regret sometimes in life, you just gotta come out and say it. You don't want to keep anything bottled up. And if you keep something bottled up long enough, I mean, pretty soon, you're gonna be that bottle that just explodes. So, and it's really not really a good experience to have. So, I know 2017 is still far from being over. I know there's still plenty of games to experience towards the end of the year. Very well aware of this, but I've been thinking about this for the last few days, and I figured it would make it for a great video, and at the same time, it would be therapeutic because I get to kind of talk about it because it's healthy. So, without further ado, let's get into this. My first and obvious, if you've been following me for a long time, this is going to be very obvious. My first and obvious regret in terms of gaming this year is, well, the fact that I purchased Infinite Warfare along with the Modern Warfare Remastered. I think it was called, what was it called, Legacy Edition or whatnot. Yeah, and on top of that, I spent a little bit too much time with that game, more than I should have. But specifically, Modern Warfare Remastered was the biggest heartbreaker, but it's kind of understandable since I never really played COD 4 when it was out because I didn't get into Call of Duty until Black Ops 2. Excuse me, Black Ops 1. It definitely, a lot of people on their videos are saying it's not the same. Everything from the kill time to the way it feels and all that. It's not exactly the same game, and at the same time, the way people play it, and the fact that we have more options now, and the fact that the community has kind of evolved into whatever it is now, is something that has made the difference. And the thing is, if you don't know the game, because games were also made differently back then, and COD 4 was the first of the COD games that are around today, and regardless of what people say, with a couple of omissions, obviously, like Infinite Warfare, the COD games overall have been for the most part improving in terms of gameplay, in my opinion, in more ways than not. Granted, I would say it's a 60-40 thing. 60% have been improving, and I'd say 40% have taken a few steps back overall when you look at the entire picture. And Modern Warfare Remastered is pretty much so it's a very defensive game. Not much room to run around. You gotta stay in one place, and you gotta shoot everything around you or whatnot, and just stay in cover a majority of the time. And that's just something I'm not too much of a fan of. I prefer a 50-50 type of game to where, you know, you can run, but yet at the same time you have to do it effectively and be in cover at the same time. But it's not like you're doing either or for the entire time. Because if I just hold still for too long, it becomes boring. You know, I don't like to hold my left trigger down and just aim and shoot while staying in cover the whole time. That's just not fun to me. So the fact that I gave too much time to Modern Warfare Remastered, and the fact that my hopes were too high for that game is something that that definitely had an effect. So that's one regret right there. And another regret is the fact that I didn't give this game, Halo 5, a full shot. I didn't give it too much attention after its release. I guess I got a little too aggravated with the game, and I also had a negative approach to the game, and that is that basically I said, oh, I'm never going to try the HCS playlist or the Team Arena playlist as it was known back then. Because I was just too intimidated. I'm like, this looks fun, but it's going to be too sweaty, too competitive. I'm going to get my ass handed to me too hard. Now, granted, all those things did happen. All those things that I just mentioned did happen. It is sweaty, especially late at night. It is competitive, and I was getting my ass handed to me a ton. But the thing is, in terms of when I started it, but as of right now, I've been making tons of improvements. The challenge is a lot of fun because I've been making improvements and I've been learning, and I made the decision to step into it, and I'm better off for it. And I've learned a lot, and and one more thing, if anybody says that Halo 5 caters to noobs, well, I see where you're kind of coming from in one aspect, but in another aspect, I have to say I strongly and respectfully disagree, because number one, I've played all the Halo games. Every single one of them. I played Halo 1, I played Halo 2, 3, 4, ODST, I've played Reach, and this game. So, and Halo is how I started. I started playing Halo way before COD, and I will tell you now, without a shadow of a doubt, if I didn't get into COD, I guarantee you that I'd be playing Halo a lot. I guarantee you. But at the same time, if I didn't get into COD, I probably wouldn't have stumbled onto the YouTube scene. But you never know. I mean, we can't change the clock back. But anyway, back to the subject here. I loved Halo 1. I loved Halo 2. Halo 3 I didn't love as much, gameplay-wise. Halo 4 I like better than Halo 3, but not as much as Halo 2 or Halo 1. Halo Reach I actually liked a lot because it was the gameplay was a little bit more faster paced. Halo 4 didn't like as much as Halo Reach, and I think I maybe would have liked Halo 3 better. This game I absolutely love. I'm having a blast with it. It's been a lot of fun, and the thing is that I still been getting my ass handed to me in this game. If I were to get on stream right now, and if I were to stream Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and play nothing but free-for-all, I guarantee you, if I were to play, like, let's say 100 games, I'd get first place at least 90 of those 100 games, and I'd do it easily, whether people use snipers or not. So the thing is, this doesn't happen to me in Halo. In Halo, whether I play free-for-all or not, there are tons of games where I'm still learning, I'm still getting my ass handed to me, and I'm getting my ass handed to me by everybody. And I've been spending a lot of time, in the last 5 or 6 months or so, I've been spending more time playing this game than any other game. I went back to Black Ops 2, which I've been having a blast with. But, again, after they made a few changes to Halo here and there, I came back to Halo, and I've been trying it out, been doing the HCS, been having a blast with it. And the thing that has me interested in this game is the fact that, well, it's faster paced. It's still Halo because you gotta shoot people multiple times in order to kill them. You still have to be proficient with your shot. Headshots are important as they ever were. Decision making, positions, power weapons, all that is still important. So it's still very much Halo, and it still has the Halo formula. But the thing that got me interested also is the fact that you start with a weapon. Everybody starts with a weapon that is a valuable weapon. It's not like you have to run around and catch a weapon on spawn that you have to wait to spawn in for if you don't get to be effective. Like, like for instance, I mean, the Magnum is a weapon you can always use, and you could still take people out at close or long distance range, granted you have the skill to do it. And the person that found a DMR, for instance, off the spawn and went to it isn't always at a huge advantage. If you have the skill, you can take them out with that Magnum, and that's something that made a big difference. Because in previous Halo games, you had to basically, in most previous Halo games, especially the Bungie ones, you had to basically find that gun that was useful in pretty much just about every situation that was on spawn. So for me personally, it's just not fun to run around looking for a weapon as opposed to just getting straight into the action and shooting people. So yeah, it kind of all led into the same thing. My regrets basically this year have all led to the one same thing, and that is it's been keeping me from an experience that I could have had a lot more fun with. And sometimes it's because of high hopes, and sometimes it's because, well, we just make dumb decisions, and the thing is, my regrets are basically my dumb decisions. The fact that I stopped myself from playing the games that I wanted to play for whatever reason. And sometimes we just give games too much focus when we shouldn't. I think the fact that I was a little bit more closed-minded is also another huge regret. Being closed-minded when it comes to games is something that I think we're selling ourselves short when we do that, because what ends up happening is you will end up missing out on many really good fun experiences by playing different games or getting your feet wet in another game, and you never know, you might find your next passion. So and that's why I think starting at the end of this year and continuing on throughout 2018 could, for me personally, be the funnest year, because I'm going to be playing more games. I mean, it's going to be Battlefield as well. It's going to be this game. I want to see what they do with Halo 6. Obviously, Call of Duty. There's so many different games. I can't even think of them all right now. And to be honest, I've even thought about going to pick up Doom, because Doom is fast-paced but yet a new experience, and I like going through the grind of getting my ass handed to me and then having fun by kicking other people's asses. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for this video. I'm out of time here so fast. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, or if you want anything to say in the comments section, let me know. And what are your biggest gaming regrets so far this year, or just in general? Let me know. And as always, if you liked the video, let me know, and if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.